Welcome. We're continuing with Hilchos Shabbos. Today we're going to jump a little bit to a siman, a section which talks about preparations for Shabbos, particularly preparing of oneself, your body, your clothes, and your house in honor of Shabbos. We spoke when we first started the halachas that Shabbos has two components, more than two, but two of the components is honoring Shabbos and sanctifying Shabbos. There's honor, there's respect. There's things that we do for Shabbos, and there's things that we refrain from on Shabbos. And part of that is preparations. A person has to have eineg, he has to have a certain pleasure, enjoyment on Shabbos. It has to do with the food that you choose. It has to do with the clothes that you wear. And it's even more so now, as we're going to learn regarding bathing and preparing for Shabbos. Siman Reish Samach Beis, in the sefer that we're using, Kitzur Hilchos Shabbos from the Alter Rebbe, it's on page Tzadik Zayin, 97. Mitzvah lirchetz kol gufay. It's a mitzvah for someone to wash their entire body, the chatchila, which is the preferred way, be'erev Shabbos, bechamin, Friday, with hot water. Take into account that back in the day, it was not necessarily common that a person took a shower every day, and they probably were deciding which days to do it and which not. It's a mitzvah on Friday, if you could, with hot water to take a shower, to bathe oneself. Because of the honor of Shabbos. And if he can't, for whatever reason, then at least yirchatz panav yodav v'raglav b'chamin. He should wash his face, his hands, and his feet with hot water in preparation for Shabbos. I'm going to finish one section, then we'll go to questions. Okay. But don't forget it. This washing, this bathing, is not a complete requirement. It's a mitzvah. It's a very interesting term. When you fulfill this mitzvah, we're going to call it, which is not a real requirement, you get rewarded because you're honoring Shabbos. So taking a shower on Friday with hot water in honor of Shabbos gives you a certain reward. If you don't fulfill this, you don't get any punishment for it, other than the fact that you don't feel so clean. But it's a mitzvah to do it. However, mitzvah lachav hareish b'chol erev Shabbos. It is a mitzvah to scrub one's head every erev Shabbos. There's a minhag from the Baal Shem Tov, which in Chabad we're very careful about it, and many other Chassidim are careful about it, to go to the mikvah erev Shabbos after Chatzos. Although we go every day before we daven, and part of the preparation for davening is purification, which is done by going to a mikvah. Friday afternoon to go again after Chatzos, it comes from the Baal Shem Tov.
What's Chatzos?
Midday.
Okay.
Tisperes. If his hair of his head were long, mitzvah legalchan, it's a mitzvah to take a haircut. You shouldn't go into Shabbos when he's disgusting. A person should, if he needs a haircut, do it before Shabbos. It is a mitzvah, preferred way, that if you're taking a haircut, you do it before, you do it at Shabbos, not earlier. It should be noticeable that I'm doing this in honor of Shabbos. Could have done it on Tuesday. But if you have no time out of Shabbos, because you're busy preparing for Shabbos, sometimes it's not practical, especially these days when Shabbos is quite early, and taking a haircut, it takes time. Sometimes there's big lines. So take the haircut on Thursday. As much as you could make it closer to Friday, to Shabbos, do it. Again, for the same reason, it should be noticeable. I'm doing this to prepare for Shabbos. Again, if you can't, you can do it earlier. You want to make it noticeable that you're preparing for Shabbos. There are some places that have a minhag. This is our minhag as well. We don't take a haircut on Rosh Chodesh. It's Kabbalistic reasons, what hair represents, and what Rosh Chodesh has within it. We don't take a haircut on Rosh Chodesh. Afilu chol b'erev Shabbos, even if it happens on Rosh Chodesh on a Friday, don't take a haircut on Friday. Nechshash sakana. There is a concern of some type of danger. Again, it's a Kabbalistic, more of a spiritual thing, which you don't necessarily understand. But we don't take haircuts on Rosh Chodesh, the first day of the new month, the Jewish month, we don't take haircuts. Kikach hizir Rabbi Yehuda Chassid. Rabbi Yehuda Chassid has forewarned and said not to do it. Rabbi Yehuda Chassid gave many, I'm not going to call it advice, we'll call it directives.
Who is that?
Rabbi Yehuda HaChassid. And he gave many directives, and one of these directives were that a person should not take a haircut on Rosh Chodesh. And he's clarifying, even though it's Friday, don't do it. We'll see when it comes to cutting nails that's different. Although we don't do it on Rosh Chodesh, Friday you can. Mitzvah legalech hatziparnayim b'chol erev Shabbos. It's a mitzvah for someone to cut their nails every erev Shabbos. Friday, again, it's covered for Shabbos. Yesh nizharin, there are those that are careful. There is a concept, and people are careful about this, not to cut your fingernails and your toenails on the same day, regardless of which day it is. For also a danger type of issue. There are certain people, they don't ever cut their nails unless it's a Friday or Erev Yom. All other days of the week, they don't cut their nails for a reason which is known to them. And even then, they shouldn't do both on the same day. They should do maybe Thursday afternoon and then the next one on Friday, or rotate every other week. There are certain people, they're careful not to cut their nails on Thursday. Why? Because listen to this. Nails takes 3 days for it to start growing. The way the nail works, when you cut the nail, it starts to grow again on the third day from when you cut it. They don't want the start of the growth of the nail to be on Shabbos. The whole point of doing it was in honor of Shabbos. Now your nails are going to start to grow again on Shabbos. You kind of defeated the purpose. So therefore, we're careful that we don't take the haircut. We don't cut the nails on Thursday, because the third day would come out to be Shabbos. Haircuts, however, we're not worried about that because the hair starts growing right away, or even right away, but earlier than the third day. So you can take a haircut Thursday is fine as well. Once we're on the topic of cutting nails,
Nails would be on Wednesday
or Friday. The Thursday is day 1, Friday, right. And Shabbos would be day 3. Now, once we're talking about nails, we mentioned about not doing it on the same day. There's another concept connected to that. Yesh makpidim, shlei litel hatziparnayim kisidron. They're careful not to cut their nails in the order of the fingers, starting with the thumb and then index finger and so on. Etzba achar etzba hasmucha, one finger after the other next to it. Meshakasha l'shikcha v'likfarbanim ula'anius. There's negative consequences, heaven forbid, for cutting. So what they do is they rotate, they skip a nail. And it's a good idea to be careful about this if you can. So what the person does is you cut one nail, you skip one, you later go back to it, you do the next nail, skip one, go to the next one, and then you go back to the ones that you've missed. You start to cut the nail from your left hand, from the kmitza, which is the pinky finger. Sorry, the fourth finger. It's the fourth finger, which is close to the pinky finger.
Oh, it's the pinky.
Yeah. And the right hand, you start with your index finger. The second finger, which is close to your thumb. The nimtza siman l'sidron, so the siman, the order of how you should be cutting your nails, is on the right hand, it's the second finger, then you want to skip one, so you go to the fourth, then to the third, then to the fifth. No, 2, 4, 1, 3, 5. 2, 4, 1, 3, 5.
With the thumb being 5?
Do the right hand first?
Yeah.
Or do the left hand?
You start with the left.
Start with the left hand.
Yeah.
And then when you go number 4 first?
The left one you do
4, 2, and then
5,
5, 3,
3, 1.
5, 3, 1.
4, 2, 5, 3, 1. I will put it in the comments of YouTube so that it'll be.
It's like the lock on your front door.
That's the left one. 4, 2, 5, 3, 1. That's not the code of the door. And the right, it could be. On the right side, we can't publicize that. On the right side, it's 2, 4, 1, 3, 5.
But you do the right hand first,
Left hand first.
left hand first.
When it comes to
What
cutting
about-
nails.
What about the feet? The same thing?
I believe it's the same thing. Doesn't say any difference. Again, we're continuing on the topic of nails. Someone that burns his nails or her nails after they're cut is a chassid. Someone that buries them, kivran, is a tzaddik. After you cut your nails, if you burn them, that's a chassid, which is the best way of dealing with it. We'll explain in a minute why. If you bury them, you're a tzaddik. But someone that just throws it away, he refers to that person as a rasha, as a wicked one. Why?
We're talking about the cut nails.
The cut nails after they're cut.
I'm sorry.
Has to be right away.
No, but you should be careful that they shouldn't get thrown around.
In a lot of space, and then you get it
Right.
after a while and burn.
As long as he's careful. The reason for it is Shema Tavar Alein Isha Muberes Betapel Vlada. Heaven forbid, there's a concept that if a pregnant woman will step over nails, it could have a negative effect on the unborn child, and she could miscarry. So the concept is that there's many ways to go about it. You could bury the nail and no one's going to step on it, but who knows what's going to happen? It could get dug up, it could get moved around. He even calls it a tzaddik. It's okay to bury it. A chassid goes even further and burns it. But if you're careless and you don't care, you just throw it around. Whatever it ends up, that's considered to be a wicked
You don't
person.
have to burn it and bury it. You just
Once you burn it, it's burned.
Okay.
So the thing is like this, that two things. Burning parts of your body is a negative thing. And it has in holy books and Svardim, it brings that there's a negative consequence. You don't want to burn any part of your body. Your nail is not really the same as a part of your body, but it does come from you. So you would avoid burning it. However, you're more concerned that a woman who's pregnant shouldn't have a negative consequence for it. So even though you're taking upon yourself potentially in some remote way that you're burning part of you, that's a chassid. You think about the other one before yourself and you say, I want them to be safe. I'm not going to bury it. Who knows where it'll end up. I'm going to burn it, be on the safe side. However, he says when it comes to throwing it around, if you're doing it in a base medrash, concerning a place that women don't go, which, thank you. Let's clarify this. In the olden days, a woman would not come into the house of study. There were two separate places. There was a place where you learned Torah, and it was only if you were in yeshiva you studied. There was a separate place called the Beis HaKnesses where you davened. And everyone comes to shul, men and women and children and so on. So he says that if it's a place where no women go, like the olden day type of base medrash, you could throw your nails over there and throw. I don't think you should throw it around altogether. But you don't have to worry about burying it or burning it because they don't go there. A place where women don't go there. You don't have to worry. Maybe they're going to sweep it up. Who knows? They're going to sweep up the nails. They're going to throw it outside. They only have that potential damage effect, if it's in the same place where they were cut. That's where they were thrown. If a person cut his nails and somehow someone else went and swept it and ended up in a different place, it doesn't have that negative effect. Still, however, a chassid is careful, doesn't take any chances, and he thinks about the other before himself. He goes and he burns the nails. It's brought in other places. Oh, it's here actually. The minute from the Rebbe Rashab that to put something else with the nails when he burns it, a toothpick or something, not just to burn the nail straight on its own, which is brought in a Yem Yem. That's Zayin Ear. Let's continue with the couple of minutes that we have left. Big day Shabbos, clothing for Shabbos. Chayiv kol adam lishtadel, every person should attempt sheyulei begadim noyim l'Shabbos k'fi yecholtei. Try to have nicer clothes for Shabbos as much as you're able to, based on your abilities. We spoke earlier that you have to honor Shabbos. One of the ways of honoring Shabbos is with clean clothes. It's brought in Navi Yeshaya that you should honor the Shabbos from doing your ways. And Chazal learn, our sages learn from there, what does it mean from your ways? Your clothing of Shabbos should not be the same clothing of what you wear during the week. You should change your clothing on Shabbos to something which is nicer than the clothing that you wear during the week. Shamalbosh nikla kaved. Clothing is called, garments is called honor, because it honors the person. Whether you like it or not, the reality is that someone looks at your clothes and they give the person, whether, use the words that he uses, they give the person respect or honor based on their clothing. When a person comes to a place that no one knows who he is, and they see that he's wearing prominent or good clothing, then they respect him. So the reality is that in the world that we live in, clothes are connected to honor. If you want to honor Shabbos, one of the ways of doing it is through clothing. Therefore, a person should change their clothing from weekday. Let's look at footnote. Pardon me?
Weekday closed to Shabbos.
Right. In footnote 10, he says, "Tovli hizayir." It's good to be careful. Shalei latzis b'Shabbos k'meisho yetze b'chol. It's also very good to wear something extra, something special. Besides changing your shirt for a Shabbos shirt, wear an additional garment. On Shabbos, you wear something special, a tie. There's something that you have that's different for Shabbos. It's a reminder, hey, it's Shabbos today. It'll be a constant reminder on you. For women, it's jewelry. Should be yitzia lilatis bli shia be'eged deitach shedech b'fachet sh'nei ma shelagu b'chel. Yizachar l'shabech l'shedach hamina shem Shabbos kedesh kevei miyuchad shtaimo shu shinui gomer min hal malbosh yesh be'zchir l'Shabbos. There's a concept, it's brought in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, that one of the things that people change is from a hat to a strimal. Our minhag is you don't wear a strimal, but you have a Shabbos hat. There's a certain extra garment that when you're going outside, you remember it's Shabbos. You feel it. You're not going to forget in a second and just be continued in Mitzvah Hashem. Thanks for joining in person and live and online. Yes, I'm going to put in the fingers.
4, 2, 1, 3, 5, and then 2, 4, 1, 3.
Yes.
Left first. Never learned that.